Hello and welcome everyone in the brand new episode of Indian International. Today we will discuss in a very interesting topic uh, regarding revolution, that when a revolution becomes a success and when a revolution doesn't get success in various contexts. Generally what we do in this channel, we discuss regarding any specific country, specific situation, and more or less why it is happening, what is the impact on the global order of that situation, and the specific to that country and specific to India perspective is always there, and how the situation affect to others. Today's topic is little bit different, and here we will discuss regarding the various situations and why a revolution gets success and why it is not. It will not be very specific to any country, rather than specific situations of various countries and how it happens. So let's begin it. Today, as we discuss about revolution, how it happens, and revolution generally taken care as the mass people getting motivated becomes anti-government, and they want to throw out the government from the authority. That is how we define the revolution in any context. So from that perspective, uh, if we consider, so every government or every power, whatever into the situation, every power has an anti force. So whatever you do in life, you will also figure it out that somebody is against you. So same goes for the government as well, same goes for any specific country as well. There must be some anti forces which want to always try to destabilize the situation and trying to get advantage out of that, or the power, they want to snatch it from the existing people or existing government authorities, and they want to establish their own power. That is how the things happen. So the every so from the here we can understand every government has a anti force as well. So between that, there are always clashes of ideas, clashes of ideologies, clashes of the all kind of things. So there are some internal push always for the anti-government forces. Anti-government forces always try to come to in a single platform. When this happens, all the anti-government forces come into single platform or in a neutral, colorless platform. Then the revolution actually got success. If we take a example of recent thing, Bangladesh. So there was no such political banner, quote unquote, into the framework, and there was no such actual political parties in forefront. They are maybe supporting the student masses who are or the meritorious people, as such they call themselves. So they are getting support from them, but not in the forefront. No political party was into the forefront scenario. There was no the flags apart from the national flag into the during the uprise. What has happened? So the all times there are internal pushes may be related to some depriving towards the any specific community. That could be for any specific culture as such. For example, if it is any specific community, then we can take an example of what we can say. China is there. So there are apart from the mainland Chinese who are staying in the eastern part of China, the city province. Apart from that, there are many small communities in China who are getting suppressed. Yes, by culture. If we take an example again, we can take example of China. There are people who are living in the Tibet region. They are getting culturally suppressed. If we take the example of Kurd, they are staying in a very difficult situation for last probably 80 100 years. They are living in the border of Iraq, Turkey. These areas they are scattered. That is also, they are also culturally a little bit different as a community. Example could be more perfect for the community. They, as a community, they are getting deprived. Culturally, we can take example Tibet of China. Apart from some other cultural areas of China, by language, if we consider by language, Bangladesh is again is a big example. They got the independence because of getting deprived to use their own mother tongue Bengali, which was suppressed by the Pakistan, by their authorities that time. They are taking Urdu as the primary language or the government language, and they are suppressing Bengali over there. So that is how they are divided. Primarily, they set up a separate country. Apart from that, majority dominance is always there. Who are there? It's a majority community. They always try to dominate over minorities. This happens everywhere in the world. We can take example of any country as such, from Russia to India, to Bangladesh, to anywhere in the world. Almost everywhere this majority dominance comes into effect. Religious pressure is always there. We can take any country as such, in the Middle East, or any today, in now today's date, the religious pressure is also, you can see it in Europe as well. And government's fear factor, where government trying to implement his business policies, his economic policies, by authoritarian regime, or by his two authoritarian tools. There are always that factors. Government, they fear it out that people may revolt. The path they are trying to move ahead with the and taking the nation into next level, through which part people may not be in sync with that, but they have to implement their policy. To out of fear factor, they try to dominate. They want to push the people from there. It happens, and people try to revolt. So these are the internal push where it happens. So uh, only internal push can this be a factor where this revolution gets successes? I think no. And foreign involvement is very important. Whenever any revolution gets success, there is a very important role of foreign involvement comes into play. If we take success examples and if we take some failure examples, we can get a more clarity. First, we take some example which are failures, like Kurdistan movement. Kurdistan is very differently placed in the global map. It has some area in Iraq, it has some area in Iran, yes, and also some area in Turkey as well. So it's a very difficultly placed. Kurd that generally they claim they are Muslims, but few of the Muslim communities also do not consider them as a proper Muslim as per their criteria. So there is a very huge movement over there, but it do not get any success because it do not gets any kind of a solid funding or solid backup on the UN level, or in the context of financial benefits. There are few reasons for that. We'll come into that picture later on. So this movement is going on for last 80 100 years, but do not get any success. It's this revolution actually started after Second World War, when the land borders are redefined, new nations are created after Second World War scenario, but Kurdistan do not get the due which they deserve according to them. So another movement is Baloch movement, which is happening in the border of in the province of Balochistan, and in the border of Iran and Pakistan. This Baloch movement also do not get any success. Pakistan claim that India support this Baloch movement by from the government level backdoor channels, but India never accepted that, and this also do not get any success. They are also fighting for this minimum 50 odd years, but there is no such as such. There are some discussion on UN platforms everywhere, but every year, but they do not get any success. They has the different exile governments as well. Multiple exile government of Balochistan is also there, but there is no success in near future is visible. But yes, there are strong movement is happening, strong anti-government protest. There are terrorists as well on the ground, but rather terrorists, they call themselves revolutionaries. So armed revolutions is happening on the ground, but there is no as such materialistic progress is there. Another failure is Myanmar. We can take the Rohingya Arakan area. It is a very globally recognized, globally understood platform that yes, there is some problem, but people says China has backup towards Myanmar government, and there is no ground support as such from the people of for the people of Arakan Rohingyas. So there it is also we can say it's a failure because last 5 6 years it is happening, and there is no movement as such towards the progression or creating a separate country or not. And one more example I will take is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, if we consider the Tamil Revolution, they got sometimes they arranged some funding from external Tamilian who are not residing in Sri Lanka, but they are motivated to create a separate country. They funded from Europe, Canada, UK, and these countries, but this ultimately get crashed because there is no government level support, neither from India nor from any other country on the ground. So ultimately, after 40 50 years of strong revolt, they ultimately do not get the success. Tamils lost the war, and it crashed out and it's wiped out from the ground. So these are the failures where I explained, as there is no such active political foreign involvement or foreign support or the foreign nations involvement on the ground or any kind of a situation. So these are got failure, these are failed. So let's take example in the case of some successful revolution. One revolution is Iran's revolution, where America got involved in for the Islamic revolution and movement to thrown out the that time Sultan or king, whatever way you put it. And then this current government has precedented. They came into picture, and the Islamic revolution has happened. This is the direct USA influence is there to get to get better control over the oil. And same goes in Iraq. What happens in case of Saddam Hussein, everybody knows. Then when USA thrown out the government with the ground push of the people, so statues of Saddam Hussein has been crashed. There are new puppet government formed on behalf of USA. So it happens. This revolution got also success against Saddam Hussein by the push of USA. Again, we can take example of Arab Spring. We can take example of Tunisia, Egypt. Everybody knows how it happens, how Muslim Brotherhood take control over Egypt, and why they got the control. Everywhere there is influence of USA is there, directly or indirectly. So Mas got the support from the outside by funding, by international resources, media, everything. So it is not always support means ki on the ground army support, but also it helps media creating the buzz around the movement, having the proper voice is also major factors. Rather than fighting on the ground, these are the major factors in today's global world. Every news spreads within 5 or 10 minutes to any region of the globe. So that's it. And so this is how it happens. Only foreign involvement can lead to a successful revolution in its result. And foreign power, the most important point, why a foreign power will support a revolution. here is the I will take again take some examples. Foreign powers will only support once they find it out कि they will get something out of it. They will get proper control, they will get benefited, they will get any monetary benefit, business benefit. What is their interest? So they will only support a revolution one when they find it is interesting, it is beneficial for their business interest. So their business interest or authoritarian interest or control or national interest, rather business interest, it is more of a national interest, then only they support. So, for example, I will again take a few cases. If we consider Indian independence, when Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose went to Germany, he able to meet Hitler. What he was expecting from Hitler to direct army support, funding support to took his INA, Indian National Army, into direct level-headed funding, fighting with against British. So Hitler was very impressed with Netaji, but he never give any funding. What he has arranged is a submarine which can lead him towards Japan and help him to reach Japan. So that is what he has done. Because if he funds, if he supply his army, he knows how far it is from Germany to India, and he understood the person like Netaji. He has a spinal cord which is very strong, so he will never bow down and let the leave his control over India and help Germany to get control on the ground. So he didn't support it. It is my belief and my understanding after reading history from various contexts. So, but Japan helped him. Why Japan helped him? Because Japan already there is closer to India anyways, and Japan is already having control over Southeast Asia, many region. They are very close to Thailand as well, almost on the border of Thailand, and if they got control with Netaji, the Andaman Nicobar Island as well, they are trying to enter mainland China, mainland India. So through with Netaji, so that they can get control over Indian territory. Once they understood that they will not get that kind of a control what they are believing in, so they crashed Indian soldiers as well. They crashed out Indian INA soldiers. You can find that part of the history, and you can find their monuments if you travel to Andaman. So this is it. And apart from that, Sri Lanka also do not get any support. Tamilians also do not get any support because that region doesn't have any earthy material, any valuable material. That part is hilly region, and that is very good for agricultural part. The part Tamils basically control, and in Sri Lanka had control in Sri Lanka. So no foreign countries are that much interested, or you cannot impress them by your agriculture and tourism kind of an setup. That is not beneficial for any foreign power. So that also get failed. Middle East got success. Middle East revolution in Middle East got success because that region USA always try to control because of various political reason, because of oil, and because of all the if you take into consideration all the valuable business routes which are connected to Europe and Middle East are basically bypass for oil. So if you control the oil traveling areas or main business areas from where fleets going to travel all over the world, it also established the control over the world economy and world business as well. So that's why USA always try to have control over them. So any revolution in Middle East either get success or get or crashed out, depends on the government's pally with the that's country's government's pally with the USA. If it is good, then it's a the revolution always gets result as a failure. If it is bad, then always that revolution will win, and USA will always try to establish a rubber stamp government over there. So that is my assessment. Hope you guys like that, and will follow my channel and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye till the next video is there.